Hello there! I'm Squire Callahan Ridgeborn, almost a Battlemaster, always a wizard, and tonight I am joined once again by the Mad Titan Grainmag. Grainmag, welcome back to the show. I'm so excited to have you back in.
Thank you. I mean, Mad Titan isn't quite there yet, but
Oh,
I
but
mean,
so
I was on
close.
my way.
I
So
know you're on.
close.
Did you get a
I
new
want
one
it.
since the last time you were on?
Um. Oh goodness. I don't think I have. I believe the last one last Paragon I had obtained was, I want to say January of this year.
Okay,
So I would say no.
so we might be due for one soon. Who's to say? But I did hear that somebody got their Battlemaster. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
The year has been a very, very long year of just like self growth, self awareness, working on myself, working on my just overall image, and it's been I recently got it. I want to say actually last month, back in October. I would say last month for is weird. Anyhow, and overall, like actually hearing some of the feedback I've been getting on with people, it's given me a lot more to go on as far as like what I want to do and what I feel like I need to work on some more overall in my journey. But the recognition, at least behind the Battle Master, is very, very, very welcomed in my opinion, and it's honestly just it feels like a massive weight on my shoulders, but at the same time, I feel like I have a bit of imposter syndrome because I'm like I didn't think I'd ever get this far. So a lot of conflicting emotions, both good and bad, but mostly good.
Well, if it counts for anything, I think you earned it. And I'm going to take full credit. I think people who come on the Almost Battlemaster Callahan show get their Battlemasters. That's the takeaway that I have out of this conversation.
Except for Callahan.
I'll get around to it eventually.
Well, I'm sure you're well on your way as well.
Well, I just got my ninth order of battle at Bridge Wars along with my Paragon Wizard, so I couldn't be happier. You got to see this. So this is my Paragon Wizard journal, and inside the front flap is my ninth order of battle, and
That is sick.
oh, it's so cool. And the Paragon sash they made me kind of matches the book, and I'm like, oh, it's nice. I could not be happier with it. So
I I will say I can tell definitely the wizardy side behind it. I will say a lot of my scrolls definitely are if you're well versed in anime at all, a lot of mine are fairy tale themed.
okay,
Like my warrior one has a lot of nods to not only fairy tale but like Urza's sword from the show, and then actually the Paragon wizard that I got back in January is one of my favorite ones because it when they were reading it out, I was like, this sounds familiar. And then I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I know where this is. And it's actually Makarov's like statement to his guild at like the beginning of the series about like, screw the magic council. We're doing what our will we want because magic is natural. We don't have control. And I was like, that is awesome. I love that. So
oh, that's cool. Okay, I've never been a big anime guy myself, but if you're into anime, that sounds like a great awards like a theme to have going. So go for it.
it feels like anything I get is also anime themed in general. So
Is is the Crystal Groves just full of weebs, or is this a known thing about you that you're a big anime person?
I'm sorry, CG. It's both. No, it's definitely a healthy mixture of both. Because in all honesty, and shout out to a lot of them too, because
Mm-hmm.
half these references they wouldn't get if they hadn't watched the show themselves.
Mm,
So
okay.
that's what kind of makes it a little bit better because they know how to be able to spin that for the awards. Not even for myself, but I've seen a fair bit of like anime or any sort of like a media inspired one. I think oh my goodness, what was it? It was another show recently that I noticed that they like reference. So they're really good about that to kind of add that extra flair and uniqueness to their awards.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, speaking of Crystal Groves, where is Crystal Groves in the country? Where does it span?
So if I remember correctly, because it's always expanding, but I believe we have parks upwards into like the upper PA. I believe even further beyond recently with oh gosh, I want to say Munin Mist and Iron Hill Burrows. And we span all the way down to like the Virginia area, like Norfolk. I
Okay,
believe the most
that is a pretty big
southern.
area.
Yeah, so, and it also includes everything in between, like some of the West Virginia. Or actually, I don't think we actually have a West Virginia park right now. But I mean, in all honesty, because it's in between like Hagerstown and then like Virginia, and like Martinsburg is like maybe 20 minutes in between the two. So like you
Okay.
can drive 20 minutes from. So I drive 20 minutes from my work south, which is in West Virginia, and then you could drive another like 10 minutes and you'll be in Virginia. So
Okay.
we're in that little tiny part of West Virginia. But we do have parks that, like I said, span Virginia, Maryland, Alexandria specifically as well is another one that comes to mind. Oh, Delaware. I believe we actually have a park,
Oh.
BFE, Dover, Delaware. A lot of good people there too. A lot of good fighters.
Okay.
So if you're ever in that area, definitely hit them up.
It is on my wish list to get out to the Crystal Groves at some point. I I met a couple of your fighters out at Gen Con this last year. I obviously
Oh,
got to interact with you, and it's been really fun getting to meet some of the Crystal Groves people. And right now, this year, I'm making a trip up to Polaris in February for their Dungeon Day, and then I think I have to make a trip down to Florida. Fully seven. I haven't got a hard lock on that yet, but then 2028, that's Crystal Grove's year. Someday I'll make it out there.
all right, fam. Y'all heard that. Callahan's coming 2028.
Oh, don't take me at my word. I'm a terrible liar when it comes to my travel plans because I'd love to be able to go out there, but you know how travel is. You have to get all the way out there. You get time off where it's a huge thing. So this is
It
my
absolutely
perfect
is.
world. I'd love to go to every kingdom event in every kingdom every year, but
It that's just unless you have like the perfect setup, there's no way you can get that.
no. Well,
Sometimes you have to sacrifice another event for another, and I get it.
yeah. And it's like my buddy Haj makes it to almost all the Rising Winds events and all of the Polaris events. How are you doing this?
I have no idea. Like I've even know. I believe I actually know Hodge as well. I've the name definitely rings a bell.
He's
And
definitely
yeah,
made it out
like
to you guys. Like
oh
Haj
yeah.
travels. Haj is like everybody knows Haj.
I mean, I suppose it's potential if maybe you're working like a Monday to Friday job, and then you could take those weekends to go visit some of the other kingdoms or parks. But I don't know if, especially if I'm traveling more than a couple hours, I'd want to spend more than a couple days there. But that's just me.
Yeah, I I know. It's like yeah, and I'm kind of centrally located, being in Indiana, so I could kind of like zip over. But anything like a zip over, that's going to be at least a 4 day trip because I got a day for traveling out there. If I'm going to travel all the way, I want to be there for at least Friday and Saturday, and then get home Sunday. So it's plausible. But the real trick is what do I do with the kids while I'm out there because they're not white big enough to be on the battlefields yet.
That's fair, and honestly, that's a big selling point. It's like because if the kids are going to be bored or anything like that, they're just going to want to go, unless maybe you
Right.
luck out and there's like a park, like an actual like kids play park nearby.
Well, and that's the thing. Like they love going to park with me because our local park, we get to do a lot of like we have a lot of families at our park. And so at any given week there's as many kids fighting on the field as the grown-ups. And so our park is really good about that. But I'm not going to take them to a kingdom event, and especially a foreign kingdom event. Like if I took them to the Rising Winds, I feel like they'd probably be fine. The worry is just like people accidentally get hurt, and if you are very small, like an oopsie doodle with a pole arm that wouldn't really rock anybody, that'll rock a kid.
I mean, very true. I mean, in all honesty, could also make a play to start kids quests. That's always a big thing. Make it just like a silly, wacky quest for them to do. Like, in all honesty, our park had it at one point. I was actually part of that. That's how one of my that's how one of my characters got started. Gurky the Goblin. Now Gurky is on bigger things. He's cut a deal with our local droll Frassi, and now he's the leader and the CEO of Gurk and he has his own Gurk Tower.
Gurky the Goblin has to try to make it out. So March event next year for Rising Winds is
Mhm.
it's going to be Chaos Wars. It's goblins versus elves versus dwarves versus orcs, and
Oh gosh.
it's gonna be cool.
Gurky might make an appearance. Who knows?
You heard it here, folks. Hard
Gurk,
promise, Gurky the Goblin.
we're still workshopping the catchphrase, but we're always be Gherkin. I don't know.
You know,
He's not smart. He's a CEO, but no one said he was a good CEO.
all right. Well, hey, let's focus up. We got to talk about Barbarian. We're doing the 12 Days of Paragons, 12 Paragons, 12 different kingdoms, 12 different classes. That's a lot to do. So let's bring it in. And I want to know, why did you start playing Barbarian?
So 100%, it's the most natural point for me to be able to just like my character Grainmag just started out as a barbarian. The first event they went to, they were just like, I'm here for the money. I'm here for this. I'm here for just the general like fighting. Mm-hmm. And that kind of translated into Grainmag's character, which then kind of lended itself to be like, oh, well, Grainmag's just pretty much a barbarian for hire. And that was in that weird time of V7 to V8. So I didn't have as much enjoyment with like the V7 rules with like the the limited lives they had on a lot of their games. But then as VAs came out and they're like, the games themselves tell you how many lives you have. And I was like, oh, cool. Then yeah, I'm just going to be a barbar. And like I said, it's just rolled naturally for me. I like to be the big brute. There's been plenty of times where people just see like, I would like to lovingly call them strength feats where Grainmag just role plays. So specifically one time, and I'm sorry to get on the tangent here. We had this one event where everyone's beside random event. I can't remember what it was. My friend Riken was actually beside a campfire with a few other people, and I come up, and it's a cold event. It's a fall event, and I'm cold. But at the same time, I don't want to sit on the ground. Mm-hmm. And Riken actually looks at me and was like, "I'm sorry, we don't have any seats." And I look over, and I see a picnic table, like a full-size picnic table. In her words, all she heard was, "Rrr," and me walk over, get underneath of it, and like the seat to the table, that little spacing where you put your legs, my head pops out there, and you see the picnic table just slowly rise up as it's on my shoulders, and you see me bring it over to the fire pit, and then just drop it and sit at the table. So
this
again,
evolution, honestly,
it was, and everyone's like, "That's just Grainmag. They're the barbar."
When you started this story, I 100% thought you were going to knock down a tree and sit on it, but this is just as good.
I was about to say that it felt like a tree. Like, in all honesty, I don't know how in the world. Like, it might just be my age because I was a young little like 21, 22-year-old buck at the time, and now I think about it, I was like, oh gosh, my knees would hurt. My back, if I did that, I can't do that.
I can feel the back pain settling in already, just moving that with a partner, much less all by myself.
Oh yeah, no, like a lot of people were like, you need help, and you just, nah, and you saw it just go up by myself.
Oh, that's hysterical.
The especially weird part, and she said she took note of that, she was like, it wasn't like a thud either. You gently put it back down and then laid on the bench.
You were very respectful of this table that you've relocated.
Well, I mean, it was the site's table, so yes.
It's always good to be respectful of the site table.
Salute.
Okay. What is the main job of a barbarian on a battlefield?
So I know that could be a lot of different things in my opinion. What I like to see personally is I definitely like to see someone who can be breaking lines, whether it be using the tools that you have to break armor, to break shields, what have you. Being able to just make your opponent, in my opinion, use a lot more of their spells to have to re-up their team is a big deal. And also having the abilities on top of that, the kill triggers like Brutal Strike and the Blood and Thunder, again, just makes them on top of that have to use even more because now, we have to use this because they have a Blood and Thunder, or now I have to release the caster because they got suppressed because they got hurt.
Okay. What's your favorite kind of battle game to play Barbarian in?
That one's a good question. I definitely, liked a kill your captain at one point. And I will say that with an asterisk. The main reason behind that is if you were playing kill your captain back when we had fight after death, I get to let games go on way long because I could just like have somebody stab me in the back. Like I could have my teammate, because again, barbar bombs were a thing. Just stab me in the back as soon as we get near the enemy captain, and just go to town, be able to kill the captain, either score the point, or in like even kill your killer, kill the person who has the most minions. Like easy as that.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. Okay. What makes Barbarian unique among the martials? Like right now, it feels kind of like Barbarian's in a weird place where Paladin and Anti-Paladin are really good. Warrior is kind of doing okay, maybe, but like what is the draw to Barbarian? What makes it special?
I think a lot of it has to do with the equipment. Not only can you use every single melee under the books, you can use javelins, you can use rocks, you also have 3 points of armor. That's kind of crazy to be all in one package, because if you really think of like some of the other classes, like Scout may have 3 points, but they can't use greats unless you have a certain archetype. Paladins, I believe, have 4 points, but they can't use rock. So having that extra little bit of like flair with the equipment is a big thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we will be right back after a short word from our sponsor to talk about all of the class abilities, so stay tuned. Hello again and welcome to the ad. Today's video is sponsored by me, Paragon Wizard Callahan Richborn, the proprietor of the Almost Battlemaster Callahan YouTube channel, and I'm here today to talk to you because I need your help. When I started this YouTube channel, my goal was to try to get as many Paragons as possible to come in and reveal to us all their secrets so that we can steal their tech and know how to do battle gaming better together. And through my time running the channel, I have started to run out of Paragons that I know and I've been able to get in touch with. So this is where you come in. I've created the Paragon interview recommendation form. There's a spot here to tell me if you're a Paragon interested in coming on the show, and if you're not a Paragon yet, then there's a spot to tell me about local Paragons in your area that you'd like to see on the show. The link to the form is going to be down in the description, and if you click on it, it's going to look just like this, and you're going to be able to go in and recommend Paragons that you think should be on the show. And once they're in there, I will look into contacting them and seeing if they're willing to come on and talk to me. So please recommend people that you know that would be great guests. Thank you, and let's get you back to the main video. And we're back. We're back with Grainmag. Grainmag, welcome back to the show after the ad break.
Welcome back. Man, that ad for Dollar Shave Club was really, really nice, by the way. We really ought to get that here in the near future. Not actually sponsored, guys. Okay, calm down.
Oh, I would love to be sponsored. We could make money on this. Come and subscribe to the Patreon. We're gonna have Only Shoves is the new wizard version. It's gonna be so great. It's just me casting shove at you over and over again. You can play it on a loop. My heart goes.
There is footage. There is a ton of footage. You could get that.
We could. Okay, let's talk about some of these class abilities. So Barbarian, at level 1, they get Berserk and they get immune to command and subdual. So Berserk, for those at home that might not know, your melee weapons are armor breaking. How important is this armor breaking as a trait for barbarians?
It is really good, but it depends on the field. Obviously, if there's not a field that can be able to support the armor, you're not going to feel that ability as much. But I would say 9 times out of 10, you would absolutely see armor breaking be a thing of use during like Kingdom event, or even bigger events in general, where people are like, I want to wear armor, I want to do this, and I want to play this. Okay.
I feel like, and this is a good time to ask about it, with the new greatsword rules, where greatswords that are like between 5 and 6 feet long, they get armor breaking, shield crushing naturally. Do you feel like that makes a difference for the barbarian? Like, does the barbarian really care about that?
So technically, and I don't mean to correct, but the greatswords already got armor break. The 5 to 6 rule actually makes it to where they are now shield crushing.
Oh, I didn't realize.
And so I could actually still be able to wield. I have an 8-foot polearm. It does have heavy padding, but so I can get the scab, as we like to call it, the sword shield crushing armor breaking. But Yeah, any greatsword is just going to automatically be armor breaking anyways with the barbar. It's really you're trying to go for that shield crushing, which yes, we feel it a lot. That can be very very good, especially when you have a nice lighter greatsword. You can kind
Hmm.
of crank out like 4 hits like super super quick, and before they can even react, like they can't pull back their shield or anything like that. There's a good chance you could have taken an arm off of them at that point.
Yeah. I'm curious about the meta out there because out here we've seen since the 6 foot greatsword rules passed. I've seen like everybody has either hardened shield or imbued shield now. It feels like that enchantment is the demand. Is that what you're seeing? Is that meta shift out there too?
I can definitely see it in some, but not as much as you may think. A lot of my people are definitely still kind of loving the just overall martial classes a lot more. Like I see scouts still, I see warriors,
Mhm.
barbars who may or may not be able to get the those enchantments. Really, I actually think the bigger thing is I don't see as much as the enchantments go
Okay.
to actually support them. So like the healers granting harden or the imbue shield or anything like that. I don't think I see that as often. And I think that's why the imbue shield doesn't feel as stifling for the barbars in our kingdom anyways.
Cool. How do you feel about the command and subdual immunity? How important is that for Barbarian?
I think is really good. Um especially because of recent changes where barbars can now actually take enchantments. It's so
Hmm.
great. That's naturally two schools of magic I'm immune to. There's so many different combinations. Maybe you get a third immunity, potentially even like protection against magic. But overall, just even having the two to begin with, and maybe supplementing a third with, say, Paladin's extend immunity, so
Mm.
you can get immune to flame. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
picking up pro death from Paladin feels like a big win because that's like the go-to for
absolutely.
Barbarian now seems to be wounding or heat weapon. If you can pick up flame or death, that really seals up the
Well,
class a lot.
and I believe there's even like combinations with oh gosh, I want to say it's Flame Blade, so you get that immunity to flame, but
Hmm.
then you get some extra stuff. I want to say there's another one that gives you death. Maybe and correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm not as familiar on druid
There's
enchantments, but I want to say lycanthropy maybe.
lycanthropy is pro command. As far as death goes, I think there's extend immunities specifically, and then
Void touch.
void touched, and I'm trying to think if there's a golem. Golem gives you pro death. I think that's the
That's what
three
I'm
big ones.
thinking then.
All
Again, I
three.
haven't had a golem stack in a hot minute on me, so but no, having that immunity to death, the 2 points ancestral was kind of crazy. But on top of that, also having the command and subdual on top of everything else you're giving them is so so pretty. It's so nice.
Now you might have been able to pull this off. Desperately want to put gift of fire on a good barbarian player that like will know how to cast heat weapon, especially if they have the which one of the archetypes is the one with momentum? Is it
I want to say it's
Berserker?
Raider.
It's Berserker that gets the momentum unlimited. Just the idea of like the barbarian runs up, heats your weapon, and then smacks you to death, and then deals momentum, and then heats another weapon. I think would be really just the pinnacle of comedy.
Fair. My only issue with the heat weapon now is definitely the enchantment feels a little bit slower. I don't know if you've recently come upon this, but we've found that in the incant for heat weapon, you actually have to state the weapon and then the incant.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make it a fair bit slower. Like I believe it's a like I can go Callahan, right sword, I call upon flame to heat that right sword. Those extra few words are enough to either make people flee or give them a few extra steps to get to you. And
Yeah, I like to do so. The casting that I do, I if I see like if there's a warrior over there with a pole, I say pole warriors pole. I call upon flame to heat that, and then it makes it flow a little better because I'm mostly just targeting pole arms for heating. It,
right.
it feels economically the best is to heat the pole arms, but I mean mileage may vary depending on your park and your kingdom and what you're doing. But I can
Well,
definitely see that
and
the incant is a little clunkier than it used to be.
yeah, I will say the big thing in my kingdom is it's a lot of like CC builds. So
Mm-hmm.
people are just like verbal shoving you, they're verbal losting you. So again, it's a little bit tougher to stay as far as my kingdom goes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see the heat weapon as much anymore.
How do you feel about the new Rage? Have you got to try that out yet?
I actually haven't gotten a chance to necessarily try it out. It definitely I've seen it done a lot. My only issue with it is it still gives off a bit more of fight after death vibes because I do see a lot of people rage and then they just rush in,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe, if I remember correctly, the reason they got rid of fight after death is because they didn't want people rush in and hurting someone else by accident. But I feel like we're getting the same effect here. It's just I can just be hit and killed if need be.
I feel like they made Rage better fight after death, but they didn't actually solve
Oh
the
no,
problem they
absolutely.
claimed they were arguing they were trying to solve, right?
Yeah, no, rage on its own as an ability. Like if I had to choose between rage and a fight after death, I'm taking a rage every day. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is just super super nice because you could just even use it more defensively. Like someone starts casting at me, I'm filled with rage, and you could just either run away or you could run at them like a caster and maybe even see if you can scare them off, and that just
Mm-hmm.
helps push your back line or help push their line. But then, like I said, with fight after death, it also puts me in a precarious situation because now I'm dead over there, so my team can't cast or like get me back as easily. Whereas with rage, I could take a few steps, scare them off, and then just literally walk over back to my team
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Hey guys, I pushed this line a little bit. That caster isn't worried about us right now."
Well, and I really like that it's naturally rechargeable. That
Yes.
cleans up some of the clunkiness of Barbarian for me because like fighting after death being so limited to just three in longer games made it feel really clunky. And so Rage, like I've played Barbarian a couple times at Kingdom level, and I would chain rages just one, two, three if they were trying to cast me down and be like, no, you can't cast at me for the next 21 seconds. And then, hey, look, there's a bard. I'll be back in 40 seconds with all of them again. And so the
Well,
rechargeability of it just
well, and I mean, definitely. I mean, that's what not to kind of skip ahead a little bit. I mean, that's all what like a lot of people see when they see the berserker archetype because it's just like
mm-hmm.
you lose all your instances, but at that point you get that momentum. So you get a kill with rage, then you can just go into rage again, start the 7 seconds again. You could even be like, I'm gonna wait to do the 7 seconds, then do it again because the kill trigger is 30 seconds. Fun
Mm-hmm.
fact. Um, so yeah, like you said, you could chain them like crazy if you just see a good enough line to be able to get the proper hits in.
Right. Well, and the like you were saying, the Berserker archetype. Well, we'll circle around to the Berserker archetype. I have some thoughts.
Sorry.
I've always thought of Adrenaline as kind of a clunky ability. What are your thoughts on it?
I definitely think it's a clunky ability. I think honestly the issue, and I've had this so many years in my game, it's very frustrating sometimes. But I try to let it flow off my back. I've heard multiple different ways where people take adrenaline. Like I always tell people like because I always have like a teammate with me most of the time, and we would try and like double hit somebody, make sure we they can't defend. But then we tell the person, "Hey, who got the killing shot on you?" And 9 times out of 10, when I ask that question, they see my sash and they go, "Oh, that one,"
Mm-hmm.
because at that point I don't get the kill trigger.
Right.
I've heard people who just go, "Well, I'm just going to do it anyways." Like I'm not going to even ask them. We just both hit them at the same time. Personally, I wouldn't say I wouldn't know necessarily a way right now to be able to fix it, but maybe even just having a version where you could just get that natural heal or something.
I've got the controversial
You
opinion.
may
If you just made it steal life essence,
yeah.
you could even give them 3 steal life per life. What are they going to charge? And brutal strike and get limbs back? Like it's not that insane. And then it's functionally a better version of that because then you avoid that question that's there. My big problem with
Well,
Adrenaline is
and the other issue though with that is if they're immune to spirit magic, because then essentially my steal life does nothing. So that's really the caveat.
yeah, it introduces some counterplay you have to be aware of, but it's not that big of a thing. I think that our barbarian players are smart enough to figure out who they can and can't steal life from.
That's fair.
They're big dumb brutes that just swing around giant sticks all day, but they're not that dumb. if we give them an ability, they'll figure it out.
I mean, if I can't speak for how long you've been in this game, but fun fact, there is also a point in this game where barbars had to learn how to use rocks via level up. So I don't know if that argument actually that argument really stands as much.
I'm old enough to remember when Scout had to learn how to use Heavy Thrown at level 2. And that might have been Monk.
So early version, no, it was Monk.
Our players are smart enough to do this. If monks can learn to heal, Barbarian can learn who they can and can't steal life from.
Fair. I mean, it definitely at the end of the day, I would call it a clunky ability. It definitely can be useful, but it just feels like there needs to be something different, a little bit more defined to where those barbars can get that ability more consistently without having to like ask questions on like, did I get the kill shot? In all honesty, something else that I ran into at one point back in my career was there was a lot of people who had like enchantments with like multiple points of armor, but they were all ancestral armor. You know, it was golem stacks, or it was lycanthropy, where it's like it was a little bit rougher to get through that stuff. So that kill trigger is definitely a very hard thing to get sometimes because of the fact of there's enchantments out there that just make people harder to kill.
Well, and the big problem I have with it is if you're playing Barbarian optimally, you really have to be wearing the armor. Like,
yes.
You need the 3 points. And so by the time you need adrenaline, it just feels bad because all of your armor points are gone. And so maybe I ran around and I killed like 30 people, and then, oh, hey, I got hit in the leg with a fireball, and now my armor's broken, and then somebody takes the leg, and all the people I just killed don't matter. And I couldn't get anything out of them, and now I have to go.
Right. Yeah, I almost feel like there needs to be a bit of a new ability potentially where it can be a heal or mend.
That point is just greater scavenge. Like
that's yeah, it's a tough ask. I'll be 100% honest. It's a tough ask to be able to fix that.
And yeah, it's a real problem. Like if we just straight up gave them steal life, that feels like the most mechanically useful thing for them to get. But then that soft deletes the Berserker archetype, because that's the whole point of taking the Berserker archetype, which I don't like the archetype anyway, but it is what it is.
Right.
It's someone that believes that when you play a class, you should get the armor. It's a rough one.
Not every class necessarily needs all the points of armor. I'm not as pressed if some like an assassin or archer doesn't necessarily have 2 points, but I definitely would like to see a little bit armor on like maybe your scout or your barbar or even your warrior.
Yes, I agree with that assessment. If you're planning on being in a spot where you can do melee combat, if you're playing a melee class, where the melee are. If you're playing bow stuff, yeah. I'm not as worried about it. Brutal Strike. This is my favorite barbarian ability. I like Brutal Strike.
I do too, and I do like that it took me and a few other people to kind of like really see the value in it when it first was debuted. Because we always thought that the cursed and suppressed was always just 30 seconds. But then we looked closer and we're like, oh, there's a period there. Just curse, which puts so much more emphasis on like hitting all the players, even just for like a wound trigger, just so like if they're legged, it makes it so much harder for them to get healed. And at that point, it could just steamroll the opposite team because now the healer has to use greater heals, or they have to use like greater releases to be able to get the curse state off. And again, it just goes back to what I was talking about earlier, where it's like that's just more and more resources that the barbars innately giving to be able to, or innately making the other team have to use just off of the small things I'm doing. Like I'm gonna go up and hit that person. I kill them, cool. I wound them, cool. I still get more stuff.
Right. Well, and Brutal Strike is the reason I wish rocks were better, because it's unlimited range. So if like, oh, I hit you with my rock and stay down, and haha, gotcha.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. I thought wound triggers were actually melee.
I don't think so. I think you can, because you can assassinate off of bow. According to the rulebook, can only be used immediately after the caster causes a wound to an enemy, even if that wound kills an enemy, but not if the wound was not received if blocked by like a resistance.
Gotcha.
So it does not have to be melee.
Fair enough. I apologize. It is late. I'm very tired, so I'm mixing up abilities.
Oh, good.
Please please, fans of Callahan, almost Battlemaster Callahan, please do not kill me for this. I apologize. I'm human. I'm trying my best.
Oh no, this will not be the first or worst mistake I have made on this show. There are all kinds of like little rules mistakes. I am very human, so I hold no judgment there. So yeah, so that was Brutal Strike. Blood and Thunder. Blood and Thunder. Get that blessing against wounds unlimited. Like
Blessing against wounds is nice. I think it is haha silly funny being able to go up to like a wounded person and just like tap them in the arm and then just be like teehee and you run off and then like you have that 30 seconds and I can just run off and go Blood and Thunder and then just teehee back into the fight. So yeah, Blood and Thunder I think is an amazing ability. I think I'm very happy now that it's just innately unlimited because again, previous instances of Blood and Thunder was not unlimited. I believe it was like 3 times per game, which was like really like
not enough.
this game goes on. I was like, this game's going on for an hour, and you're saying I get to slough 3 shots.
If you look at like Ancestral Armor of the Warrior, 3 per refresh, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then you're like, oh, 3 level 1 healer spells that are a per life, but unlimited is
well,
great.
and not to mention to compare the warriors as well too. Like Ancestral Armors on the warrior, they just get to cast it. I gotta go work for this one level 1 spell. Like what? What? No, like I gotta go kill someone for this one. We are in the trenches with it. There's so many things that's just wound trigger, kill trigger, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, fully half of the barbarian abilities are wound or kill triggers, and you only get 1 per hit. Like, okay,
yeah,
that feels kind of rough, but Blood and Thunder is really good. I'm really glad that they buffed it to make it unlimited. They're just it's just good value because it kind of fixes some of the adrenaline problem. Like, oh, I killed someone and I didn't have anything to do. I might as well Blood and Thunder. So it cleans up some of that awkwardness.
Well, and again, on top of that, like you could just play more strategically with the Blood and Thunders. Like, oh, I might need one. I see this side of the field like having issues as far as like they're having trouble pushing the line, but there's like there's a person there that's like wounded that they can't get to. All right, cool. I'm gonna go up, quickly kill him, and then it gives us a little bit more of an edge to be able to push said line.
Yeah. Which of the barbarian abilities do you think is the most useful for you?
Honest, I do like the brutal working man issues, huh? I like the brutal strike. I would say the curse state is wonderful, being able to help hinder healers and potential like reses so much, but then also suppressing, so you have almost like a double function. So I could hit this one player and I can curse them, but I may not be able to press. But then there's a caster over there that is trying to heal somebody, and I just nick them in the leg, and now they can't heal their teammate. So having that duality between the two ability or the two effects is super super nice, and it just chef's kiss if you get both to work correctly. Like you get that wound trigger, they're suppressed, and then all of a sudden they get killed, and now they're cursed. Like that is amazing. But yeah, I love it for the fact of like 2 different debuffs to the person, and it's also a wound trigger. It's not a kill trigger, which, in my opinion, can be a little bit harder to get a kill trigger. Whereas they know I hit you in the leg, or they know you got hit in the arm.
Yeah. Which of these class abilities do you find the most challenging to make good use out of?
Again, I would say, like you said, the adrenaline. With so many casters nowadays in this game, so many different ways people can heal. Like scouts can heal me, healers can heal me. I want to say druids can heal me. I believe there's 1 or 2 others. Paladin. There's so many people that can heal you. So it's like I literally like hold up a sword and go armed or I'm legged, and within like 5 seconds I have a healer on me. And that goes for anybody. Like I've seen it not only to myself, but it's like most games I could just there's always like 1 or 2 healers on each team, and they're just ping-ponging all over the field. And at that point it kind of like stifles the creativity and the usefulness of the adrenaline. Again, it just feels lesser when I get everything already from that ability. Like at that point, like you said, there's a healer literally coming at me after I just got wounded. screw it, I'll go ahead and just take this blessing against rude wounds instead. Then
Yeah. Well, it just sometimes works out that way. Okay.
yeah,
Do you have any fun stories about times you were playing Barbarian?
oh my gosh, yes, so many. One of my favorite barbar moments, and this is with multiple different people, but it's like a mutual dying of each other, and then again we're going back to fight after death times. I would go fight after death and kill the barbar that's in front of me, and then or the barbar would go fight after death and then kill me, and then I would go fight after death, and we'd kind of play this little like for like 7 seconds. I'm like, I'm gonna go over here and no, and we're not necessarily, again, we're not physically contact or like making physical contact or anything like that, but it's like me defensively blocking with said shield. Like I'm definitely, again, I'm not pushing him, I'm not touching him, but I'm like sidestepping to make that person have to work a little bit more and sidestep more. And sometimes I make him wear out his fight after death, and then I'm like, I'm dead too. And he's like, really? Another
That's
time
great.
is again. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I would say that's I've never have seen that happen, and I never will get to. But that's the ultimate anti-barbarian tech is also fighting after death and just being in the
Yep.
way.
Another time is uh we were playing, I believe it was a Warlord. I think they wanted to call it Warlord. It was Kill Your Killer. So or Minion Overlord, something. The whole point of the game was if we had, say, 10 people and I killed somebody, they die, they're now on my team.
Okay.
And the whole point is to kill everybody until everyone's on my team. One of my favorite things was being just super, super calm and quiet as a bar, kind of like looking around and everyone's fighting each other as soon as the battle game goes on. And then there's like one other person alive and all the other people are on, like, we'll say 8 out of the 10 are on one team now. And I look at the other person and I was like, hey, do you want to play this game a little bit longer? And the dude's like, sure, how? And I was like, all right, I'm going to walk up to this group. And when I say now, I need you to hit me in the back. And I've had to teach, and essentially I had to teach new players how to barbar bomb. And he watched me weave so covertly in between all those 8 people. And then at the 7-second mark, get that kill shot on the one person. And there was a moment of silence where everyone was like, did she do it? Was she able to get it? And you just heard the captain go, dead. My minions are free. And everyone starts cheering. They're like, oh, yeah, we get to play longer.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, again, a lot of it has to do with the barbar bomb. I miss it and don't miss it at the same time.
It was something you had to worry
A
about.
lot of the other times, yeah, it was definitely being used unsafely at times, and I get why they wanted to do it, but again, I just don't like the way they went about doing it. I feel like it's a little bit weirder now, and it does the same thing, just now I can die.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think the hope is that by letting people die, it will reduce their like rush in and ignore all the hits problem. Is the
but then the issue for me is if somebody is like a very, very competent like sword fight, they're just not going to die anyway. They can block all the shots they need to, but at that point they're still rushing, and that's issue to me. That just puts us back where we are. It's just now it feels like almost rage is a skill ceiling version of fight after death, whereas like fight after death anyone can do what they're doing. Now rage, it's like if you're not good enough to like live through the 7 seconds, you're not going to get the full power from it.
I 100% agree with you, and that I've almost said that verbatim. So you nailed it. As far as not the battle master is concerned, I expect nothing less of my battle masters than to agree with me.
You know, I was actually about to say, I was like, maybe the not yet battle master is getting pretty closer if he's agreeing to the battle master.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the archetypes. Have you got to play either of the archetypes?
I played Raider.
Okay, well, let's talk about
Raider.
So, Raider gets bear strength once per life, and their look the part becomes an additional brutal strike, and they lose all instances of rage. So what are your thoughts?
I love it. Main reason is, again, the bear strength now gives me just the innately shield crushing. So I could walk out there with a shield and board, or shield and board. shield and sword. I always do that, but I can walk out there with that, and I can just immediately start like just pop, 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 and all of a sudden now, their shields burn. I could have a really, really long pole arm, like an 8-foot pole arm that's a lighter pole arm, and be able to get that long range without having to sacrifice the extra weight to make it, shield crushing. I don't. We talked about this. I don't like rage. Oh no, I lost rage, but hey, I get another brutal strike. My favorite ability of the class. Man, this is such a hard deal. Yeah, Raider.
Well, and it doesn't ask all that much. You lose the raid, but the Brutal Strike is really good ability. I honestly wish that they just made Brutal Strike unlimited with this archetype. That'd be bananas good.
I wouldn't say make it unlimited. I would definitely like to see maybe for both instances. So I want to say twice per life for the initial ability, and then another 2 times per life for the Raider archetype. So 4 times overall per life. Because in all honesty, because again, you're just having to get a wound trigger. So that's kind of crazy at times. Sometimes I could walk up and be like, arm, leg, brutal strike, brutal strike, brutal strike, brutal strike. Having that as unlimited though, like at that point, like I just cursed and suppressed like 6 people in the matter of like 6 seconds.
If you can pull it off though, I feel like Barbarian.
It is no, absolutely. But again, once you look at it in that like lens, you're like, ooh, that's kind of overpowered for that small ability.
It might be. Barbarian and Warrior are both in such a spot right now that I think they need a buff. Like Paladin and Anti-Paladin are both really well positioned. And they're leaving Warrior and Barbarian behind. And the problem is that Paladin and Anti-Paladin are prestige classes. You have to be level 6 and something else to play them. And so people are playing Barbarian and they're playing Warrior with the explicit stated goal of the second I hit level 6, I'm dropping this and playing Paladin or Anti-Paladin, what they actually wanted to play. And it leads to this scenario where you don't really see, there's a player in the Rising Winds who I remember at the last event playing Barbarian. And I mean, TB was tearing it up out there playing Barbarian, but still, like, Barbarian is such a... I played Barbarian on Friday at Bridge Wars for one of the games, and I was the only player playing Barbarian on a 80-player field. It kind of needs something.
Oh, and I don't know if this is going to be a future question down the line in this little interview. I have thoughts. I have some ideas. So definitely I want to shelf that because I do have words on that one.
All right. Well, we will circle back to that. That is something that I want to get your thoughts on. You like Raider, Berserker alternatively. How do you feel about Berserker?
So I definitely see the use in it. Again, it's as soon as I see the may not wear armor and loses all instances of Blood and Thunder, I think to myself this is now a skill gap or a skill stealing Berserker or a skill. I cannot talk today. I could see it as a skill check archetype because if I'm not wearing armor, innately I need to be able to block and strike better to be able to survive. Again, I'm losing Blood and Thunder. Gaining the moment I do like because again, you get the rage, that's per 10. You get the brutal strike, that's per 3. So the only issue I have with it is when you're doing with momentum, it's really as ironically as it is, the whole incant makes it feel clunkier to me. So it's like I can come up to someone and go, bam, and stay down, or I'm sorry, no, bam, blood in the oh my gosh, I cannot.
Momentum.
Bam, yeah. So bam, adrenaline, momentum. As you're doing that, you more than likely, I feel like you are already like running after a line or something. So you having to say momentum may also throw off your moment, if that makes any sense.
I could see it. This archetype feels like a warlord archetype to me. Like
it is. Like I said, it's that thing. It's like if you're a high skill stick skill, you're gonna love it. But if you're on the lower end, it doesn't feel as good at times because again, I have to get the kills. I have to get these penalties. Whereas with Bear Strength, it's just naturally I'm getting something extra. Right. I'm losing the rage, but I'm getting 2 things extra. Like, absolute. And the Bear Strength is EX. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep talking about Raider. It's so great. It's Bear Strength, it's EX, man. We can get another enchantment.
You know, I hadn't thought about that because you could then wear bear strength, and a blood and thunder, and 3 points of armor,
Mm-hmm.
and get
Mm-hmm.
something else on top of all of that to boost your mutant. Raider's a pretty good archetype, actually.
I'm actually pushing a narrative here on this channel. Hashtag Raider 2027. Raider best archetype 2027. Anybody?
Oh, maybe we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's still so new that I don't think enough people are playing the barbarian archetypes to really make them shine. Because again, people are trying to level up to get into paladin and anti-paladin, so it feels like 6th-level barbarian play is not happening a ton. So, I don't know. Maybe next time I play barbarian at Park, I'll try it out.
Yeah, and I mean, in all honesty, too, like a part of it could also just be like making sure people are excited about Barbar. Once people start breaking down the class like we have today, maybe they might see a bigger insight. They're like, maybe I kind of want to do this a little bit more. Paladin, in all honesty, like I'm level 6 in Paladin, I'm level 6 in Anti-Paladin. I think they're nice. They have their places. But there's so many times where I'm like, man, I wish someone had armor breaking right now. Because that warrior over there has no ancestral armor and 6 points, and that's going to be a pain to deal with. Or that anti-paladin has 4 points, and I could really use the support. And I at least feel it a fair bit during my games that I play either on Kingdom or Park level, and I'm like, sometimes just having a good old barbar to be able to break up some of the equipment is very worthwhile. Eventually, I do hope that it starts to kind of I hope it starts to click with some too, where it's like, oh wait, yeah, with Raider you get bear strength, you get the blood and thunder, which like you said is also EX, and then I can have another enchantment because now barbars can take enchantments. That's gonna be a nasty little like I wouldn't call it a golem stack, but I mean, you could kind of take a golem stack with it too.
Stack on top of that, like does golem give armor naturally? It's a real quick.
I believe it gives 2 points ancestral. You have the faster lookup than I do. I don't have the quick draw for this.
Golem is okay. Bearer is immune to death. They are cursed. They can remove a wound via mend. Bearer may use the caster as an alternate respawn point while the caster is alive. The bearer may treat the caster as a base for purposes of the effects which require them to go to base. Non-magical armor worn is affected as per imbue armor. All enchantments worn by the bearer, including Golem, are persistent while Golem is worn. And the imbue armor just...
I believe it's...
so it doesn't give you any armor, but you can...
You can wear 1 point higher, I believe.
It counts as 1 point higher up to your class maximum. So it doesn't help. You'd still need a, like... enchantment.
I mean, again, I would consider it a help, especially but I would also consider it a help because what if I want to wear a Gambison? It's a hot day. Give me a golem.
Oh, my 2 point Gambison maxes me out to 3. Like, nice. I like that.
And I get immune to death, and I get a bear strength, and I get blood and thunder.
No,
sign me up.
Persistent blood and thunder
and persistent bear strength.
Oh no, that's actually useful. But the persistent blood and thunder, your persistent blessing against wounds, that's the real peak of what Barbarian's looking for. I mean, yeah, you're selling me on this. I think Barbarian might be like the new Golem start, like the Golem starting out. Like, I don't play a lot of Druid, but it might be go. Okay. When you're playing Barbarian, what does your kit look like? What's your loadout? So
as you heard, I kind of have my kit has evolved and changed over time. I'm even in the process of trying to make a new kit because I really want to. I used to have a chainmail vest. On the vest itself, it actually was open like around the neck down.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was a bit of a cheeky little thing where if anyone wants to stab me in the chest, there's an open spot right there. But if I have fight after death, who knows? But I used to have that in a chainmail skirt that covered pretty much the calf area. Mm-hmm. I also had 6 point greaves because, in all honesty, I don't feel like there's enough of a difference in the material to warrant getting like different greaves for 3 points as opposed to 6 points. So even though they're 6 points, I still use them as 3. Same with bracers. I have leather bracers that are thick enough that where I'm like, those are 3, or I have steel plated bracers that I can be like, these are also 3. I'm just going to let them go down to 3. Recently, I started using a Gambison that is always been consistently getting 2 points because it is very, very pretty. The Gambison itself is like a very like almost holographic red like it's got built-in like sparkles on the fabric, and the weirdly enough, like how my tunic is, the trim on it is blue. So it's a red instead of this blue, and then on the trim it's blue instead of red. Because I like red and blue. Those are my colors.
Is it player?
And it's not, that's fair. And it's also not a red versus blue reference either, even though I have watched it and I do love red versus blue. That's not where I got it from. That's a different story for another day.
That's fair. Okay.
But as far as weapons go, I always have a sword. I always have a medium shield. My specific medium shield has a strap that's a middle strap, but on the inside in the middle is a punch. So if I ever want to switch up, I can. And then sometimes I do bring out the 8-foot polearm, and sometimes I use other people's. Like there is a lovely person at our park. His name is Har. Super nice guy. He loans out his weapons to everybody. He has great swords. He likes to make like the cloud like esque weapons because he's like, I want this to be like actual RP. This is just speed tag. And I was like, I'm here for it. Let's do it. So I love workshopping ideas with him, and he also has, you know, just a classic speed pole. I believe it is 6 or 8 feet as well, and my gosh, that thing is so light. I really envy it. Like I really want a speed pole like that. But he's always very nice enough that if I ask, more than likely he's okay with me using it. Like I said, really nice guy.
So what is Barbarian weak to as a class?
So I would say it's definitely a little bit more of the magic. Without the proper enchantments, whether it be like the golem or the flame blade or anything like that, we're very susceptible to like, you know, the heat weapon, the pyrotechnics, shoves, errors. There's a lot of CC that we can still be affected with, even with the command and subdual. It does make their jobs a little bit harder, but I would say most magic. And I mean, granted, I would say that about a lot of the classes. Magic's very powerful in this game.
How are you getting around that intrinsic magic weakness? How are you compensating for it?
A lot of the big thing is just working together as a group. A lot of times I'll take the hits so my team doesn't have to. I'll take that shove so that my teammate can now come in and like be able to get that kill since they've been casting at me. Give them those few seconds of our opportunity.
What classes do you most like to team up with when you're playing Barbarian?
I would say I do like monks and scout. Specifically monks because again, I can be that frontal hit. Someone shoves me. Now they have to like very quickly switch gears because now they're dealing with the monk charging them. And the monk is now immune to every verbal aside from like heat weapon. So physically or mentally having that person have to change gears could trip them up enough to give that opening.
I can see that. Okay. What class or classes give you the most difficulty when you're playing Barbarian?
I would say, and I know it sounds bad to say this because we were just talking about how this is a gateway. Paladins, anti-paladins, and warriors. It's definitely, especially with a warrior with the ancestral armor, 6 points is a lot to get through with only my 3. So unless I can catch them out of position, it's a little bit of a tougher fight. Even with the paladin and anti-paladin, with their 4 points, with their potential poisons, with their potential sacred blades going through my enchantments, it definitely puts in a bit of a factor of like I need to definitely think strategically and plan my shots a little bit better. That way I don't waste the opportunity.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, and again, with most magic classes, it is also very difficult to sometimes get to them too. But if we're going off of strictly melee, I'd say those 3.
Okay. Are there any common misconceptions around Barbarian that you want to dispel for us?
I suppose it's more so in the melee, or not the melee, the RP aspect. Barbars don't have to be dumb, guys. You guys can be smart. You guys can be strategic. Like, let's break that cycle of barbar go hit stuff. In my opinion, it's a bit of an RP trope that I don't like. I think again the brutal strike is sometimes a common misconception. I don't know how common it is nowadays, but just that fact that, you know, hey, that person is cursed permanently, but they're only suppressed for 30. Whereas, like I said, up until I want to say 2018, when like someone from Out of Kingdom told me one point, they're like, you do know those are 2 separate things and only one of them's 30 seconds. So new players may not recognize that as easily either. So I would call that a common misconception for sure.
Okay, let's see. When you're playing Barbarian on a kingdom field versus your local park, how does that change your playstyle?
I would definitely say at park, I'm probably not wearing armor. Park is, I think 3 points of armor is very, very tough to get around sometimes at my park.
Mhm.
Um, Plus also giving myself a little bit more of a speed boost without having to like weigh myself down a little bit is also beneficial. At Kingdom, like I'm always geared up for everything because I know I'm gonna get use out of everything.
All right. How do you maintain your armor kit and your weapons?
Sometimes I make it. Sometimes I repair the stuff if I deem it repairable. Unfortunately, I haven't quite found anyone yet that could be able to consistently make armor. So a lot of the stuff that I've bought at times are armor pieces, like greaves and the bracers, that they then get help modifying by like my knight yogi. He's
Okay.
actually helped modify and put a different pair of gloves on my greaves that dig into my knuckles as well.
Oh, nice. Okay. It's always
Mhm.
good to have a knight that
But
knows how to make some armor.
oh, dude, he's amazing. Like he is probably I see a lot of his stuff. The man actually has his own haunt. Shameless plug, but he has his own haunt. He makes all the decorations for the haunt and everything else. He does get some help, but it's mainly like his vision most of the time. And
Okay.
some of the cool stuff that he puts out, like I think at one point he had like a Yeti cave. Just
Oh.
very, very interesting pieces. Not necessarily for our park, but like he had it for his haunt. But he's also a knight. He's also a serpent knight, so he's got a lot of like ANS practice in him, like a lot of leatherworking, a lot of weaponsmithing, a lot of like plastidip. He's all about that, and I very much like I look up at, and I always ask him questions and get help.
Oh, that's phenomenal. When you say a haunt, do you mean like a haunted house?
Yeah,
Okay. That
kind of
sounds
how
super
like
cool.
oh gosh, I want to say up here it's like one of the bigger ones is Field of Screens, but I believe his is Shady Red.
Okay.
He actually just finished up the season and he make pretty good money. So hats
I
off to
imagine
him.
he
Like
does.
he made his own business,
All right.
which is not easy to do in this economy.
Yeah. So out there in the Crystal Groves, I know I've asked you this before, but do you guys have a active Paragon circle?
We do, in fact. Um, we have one on Discord along with other Paragons. They have pretty well standardized it almost through our corpora, where we have to have a Paragon circle for every class.
Okay, cool. Well, what's something that a barbarian player could do to stand out to the the Paragon circle of barbarians out there? What do you need to do?
So I I'm gonna give two different answers because there's one thing that I really recommend. And first and foremost, it's always having fun. Like, don't break yourself for this game. But one thing that I always look forward to, and I always like to hear, is this person say you're doing really, really good out there on the field as Barbar, and another player goes to you and is like, "That looked really fun. What did you do? Or can you tell me a little bit about that class?" You inspiring that next generation means so much more to me than anything else. Like you actively make this game more fun and more approachable and more likable to other people. That means wonders for me. I know a big part of it is also knowing, like I said, general circle stuff is knowing your abilities, effectively using them, making sure to do different archetypes, maybe having your bread and butter function as far as spells go, or not spells, equipment, but overall knowledge and like experience in the class is definitely a big thing. But for me, like that's how you get on my radar super quick. It's like person just said you really they want to play the Barbar because of you. That's a good sign. Like you are fun for others to play and want to play.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out as a barbarian?
I would say look into your weapons. If you're playing Barbar, do you want to play far away Barbar with a pole, or do you want to play shield and sword, or do you want to play with like a down spear, what have you? But the equipment is a big thing, and with Barbar having all sorts of melee, like go experiment. Like you get all the melee, you get javelins and rocks. Like go make something of that. Like let's see what you can do. Like you also get medium shields. Maybe you go make yourself a Madu. That sounds amazing. But like
Okay.
again, big thing is just go experiment, go have fun with it.
Okay. I have a couple of kind of fun, silly questions towards the end here. What fictional character best represents how you play Barbarian?
So again, I channel a lot of, again, shocker, anime character in my gameplay. A lot of people probably know it's Natsu Dragoneel from Fairy Tail, where my character, even Grainmag themselves, is very loyal to the people that he calls family and friends. RP as well. Natsu's the same way. He's anyone who's guild is like family to him, and he will fight tooth and nail and like go to bat for any of you guys or any of them. So that's my big thing is I see a lot of Natsu Dragoneel, and he's also he may be dumb, but he's also got like that barbar aspect where I'm gonna reference this. You may have no idea, so I'm gonna try and build a scene for you.
Okay.
He was in a 2v2 combat with him and another guildmate, and the other guildmate's kind of like a rival to him. And the dude was so strong, he was just like, "Hold on, wait a minute," and he pushes his rival into a moving cart, and they all have motion sickness. So his friend is just sitting there getting ready to puke as he's like just going away on the track, and he just turns around with a ear to ear grin because he's like, "I want to fight these guys 2-on-1 because I know I can beat them and I know I can have fun," and proceeds to just completely stomp them.
Okay, I can see it.
Oh, he can be silly, stupid, but like he's also like people have already said, like people say it all the time in the show where it's like he adjusts his battle style and his like battle IQ to match or even like exceed and grow from his opponent's fights. So like growing just as much as like they're trying to fight him. He's just growing eventually till he gets stronger.
Okay. What's the coolest thing you've ever done while playing?
8 kills in 7 seconds right after death.
Break it down for me. How did this happen?
So it was with a greatsword, and at some point somehow I think it was like a corridor, and I happened to notice there's another exit in the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
So I got behind the enemy team, and they were kind of all in a line. And I wouldn't say I baseball swing, but I definitely came in like from the side. And the greatsword itself got like 3 people on its own as I was doing the fight after death, and then I literally just do a 1 catch another 3, and then I just pull it back and I just stab the last one.
Oh,
so like actually no, 7 in 7 seconds. I'm sorry, but
that's still
essentially it was just like bam, 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 and I was just like, wow, okay, and everyone was like dead, 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 and I was like, I don't know how I got that.
That's phenomenal. Okay, now we said we were going to circle back to this. If you could invent a new ability for Barbarian, we're going to ignore balance. We're just like rule of cooling this new archetype or new ability. What would you give Barbarian?
I got 2. I was waiting for this. Oh, I've been waiting for this. And my Gambit's coming out. The new season Marvel Rivals just but okay, first off, not a new ability. Why can't a Barbarian have a heavy throwy?
I can see this. Okay.
If we're basing off of, and I'm going to look at the examples here. Attila the Hun, Alaric the Vandal, Leif Erikson, like guaranteed they have throwing axes.
Strong agree.
Why are throwing axes in media are always associated with barbarians? Why can't we have them? That's just me. That's that.
Okay.
Not a new ability. I needed to get that off my chest. It's been a wait. It hurts. But new ability though, balance aside, I want an ability where we can kill frozen people.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you really think about it, barbarians are known for their strength. They're known for like their power, being able to cleave things in two. Like, why can't we punch the ice? Or like, if we have a sword, we can like once per life destroy a frozen.
Just add it to brutal strike. You can brutal strike a frozen player and they shatter.
I mean, no, don't hurt my baby. Don't hurt brutal strike.
No, just add that to the end of it. Can hit through frozen or something.
Okay, if we're doing that, then yes.
We're
but
not
yeah,
replacing
like
it. We just slap it on the end.
Yeah, to me, it feels very weird that like barbars, again, who are known for their strength, who are known for their power, can't destroy a block of ice.
I got you.
Like pretty sure we do that immediate all the times, guys.
Yeah. Well, and Barbarian's kind of already the anti-frozen class, and I feel like that's just kind of a fun theme that you could add in there. And
Right?
I just, yeah, I like this. Like, oh, my enemy turned into rocks? That's not a problem. Smash. Get them.
Like, and again, you could use the same thing and stay down as you hit them.
Yeah. They're, your druid's like, haha, I'm
Like,
in stone form. You can't. Oh, no, no, oh. You got him.
exactly. That's another great example. I get it that it's like it's frozen state for druids and everything else, but like stone form, you saying I can't break, like, let's be real.
Yeah. I feel like you could.
Let's
I like this. This is a good idea. Brutal Strike can crush frozen players, and I like this.
or just can hit frozen players.
Yeah. Do you want to know my terrible idea to buff Barbarian? You're gonna like this.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So if you look at rocks right now, rocks are
Yep.
Armor breaking, shield crushing, and wounding, right?
Yep.
I would strip all of that off of rocks. I would make rocks armor ignoring, weapon breaking. So they lose shield crushing. So the shield, you block a rock with your shield, all's fair. But tell me that, like, if you think about chainmail, right? Like, oh, I've got my chainmail. That can block a sword. That can block a throwing knife. That can, a flail is going to bounce up on a rock. Like, if I take a 100-pound rock and I just drop it on somebody wearing chainmail, they're going to be equally squished. You're telling me that
I could see that.
1 point of cloth armor, your mild shirt, is going to block the force of this rock hitting you? Oh, now.
I dig that. I dig that in wholeheartedly, actually. Like rocks, now that you mention it, I'm like, rocks don't make sense in this game.
Rocks should be weapon
Now, if
breaking
granted
and
be
ignore
one thing,
armor.
I think they should just be armor destroying.
Thought about this. I don't think that they'd be meaningful still. I want rocks to be good. If they came to me and they're like, Callahan, you're almost a battle master. We think that you're just the bestest guy ever. Make V9 for us, Callahan. And I'd be like, yes, of course, I will make V9. I am wise. Barbarian, like, very few changes are happening to Barbarian. Just 4 points of armor. Rocks,
Okay.
the exact change I just said.
Yep.
I would take away command immunity, but Icy Blast gets shifted into Subdual School. So now Barbarian is just immune to frozen. Also, I'm going to add the Brutal Strike can kill frozen players, because that's just fun now. This is
Into heavy throwies?
Sure. I don't care. Give them heavy throwies.
Let's go.
Let's go. Also,
I just
would
want to
take javelins out. Javelins are terrible weapons. Javelins are just gone. Like,
ooh, that's a hot take.
I have never once been killed by a javelin. I have been hit with the cores of dozens of javelins.
Can you come into CG again?
If I come to CG and I just get demolished by javelins, I will have earned my comeuppance. But every time
I'm gonna make a point to talk to my knight, and I'm gonna get like 6 javelins commissioned just with your name on it. I'm gonna have almost Battle Master Callahan on the shaft of every single one of them.
This would be the move. And then if you bring your goblin out to Chaos Wars, like, come get me. Come get me with these javelins.
Oh, you have no idea.
I feel
you got my gears turning, actually.
That I will be mildly annoyed and uninjured from these javelins is my prediction. It doesn't matter how many fins you put on them. It doesn't matter what you do. The javelin still flops on. And listen, I've been burned by this. I have a javelin right here. It isn't out yet.
Oh yeah, we were
talking
about that during the commercial break.
I talked to Moss, and Moss is a Paragon Paladin from the Canada Kingdom, and his video will come out after this one. And Moss told me about this amazing javelin tech that's so good, and I built one and I tried it out, and it still sucks. And so either I just fundamentally do not understand how to make javelins, and neither does anyone else in the Rising Winds or Blackspire, or javelins are bad, and I know which way I'm leaning.
So, and I have to pretense it with this, and again, this is just me, because you know how much I love my bear strength. I would keep 3 javelins on me, and I would not necessarily shotgun, but you're definitely getting rapid fire 3 javelins, so I can break your shield.
All the shields are imbued out here.
Different walks of life, I suppose.
I've seen people try, and it just doesn't. It doesn't seem to make a hill of beans difference, but I hope I'm wrong someday. Prove me wrong. Show me that I still have things to learn. Make javelins great for the first time. You can't make javelins great again. You have to make them great for the first time before I'll believe it.
All right, bet. I'll see what I can do.
All right. You heard it here first now. Uh, what class have you not paragoned that you can paragon only with javelins?
Oh gosh.
Do you have
That's a
anti-paladin yet?
tough one. I don't have anti-paladin. I don't have paladin either.
There you go.
Um,
You could be the javelin paladin.
oh gosh.
There's even a little song and dance.
I mean,
I am the javelin paladin, and I'm going to throw stuff at you.
see, I was gonna start to play a skeleton as a paladin. I was gonna call it the Calcium Crusader.
Oh, that's good. You could run up to people and be like,
I have
"Did you
somebody-
drink enough milk?" And then kill them and be like, "Obviously not."
I was thinking of making a milk, like an actual milk jug, like sword, like a giant milk jug.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's wrap this up, and then we can wax poetic about how bad javelins are. Okay, what is your next Amtgard goal? What are you working on now?
So, next goal, I'm kind of in a bit of a limbo right now. I just got the Battle Master. As I said earlier, I'm taking some time to do some introspection and kind of like work on my just personal self a little bit. If I had to say something as far as a goal goes, obviously, again, I'm not even thinking about a knight's belt at this point. I need to do some more growing. I want to do some more growing. Maybe paladin / bard if I want my next two paragons, mainly because at that point I can go for what you mentioned earlier, the Mad Titan non-noble title. It'd be fun. Plus I've been having a lot of fun with bard. Very much a lot of bard shenanigans. Confident, like the idea of confidence over anything else is winning me the day. Like being able to just cast random things. Like I think at one point, and this is just funny because again, I didn't know the person was like an anti-paladin, but there's a game where just the entire game, I believe I was like just insulting that guy who's an anti-paladin, and halfway through the game, like his teammate was like, "Wait, you're an anti-paladin. You don't need to take that," and he's like, "Wait a minute, yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, that is right. That's cool," and he's like, "I'm sorry, bud," and he's like, no, you're good. I didn't know either. And I was like, that's fair. So and so, death makes you terrified, and I just shot him back somewhere else. I was like, that's cool. I got someone else. So I've been having a lot of fun with the bard. In that sense, like I said, just the power confidence. I'm just gonna cast something and it worked. So okay. It was an honest mistake, but again, we laughed it off and we had a good time with it, so I can't complain. But yeah, so I would say bard or paladin. And then honestly, I don't know where I want to go from there. I know it sounds it may sound bad to say, but I definitely been very goal oriented, and these last few months, this entire year, I've been just taking time to try and learn and enjoy the game just for it being the game. So I haven't been as big on goals this year, really, as far as I'd like to believe.
You're not resting on your laurels. You're still innovating. You're still finding new ways to make the game more fun for yourself, and that's a good thing. You have to find your fun and stay out of the rat race a little bit. And you know it.
Yeah.
It's easy to get lost on the way to a goal and not enjoy the journey to the goal.
Yeah, and in all honesty as well too, like I've been trying to go back to my roots before I started doing the class gaming as heavily as I was, and the class game theory. And I'm trying to volunteer and kind of do some more fun niche things. Like I said, at our park I'm going to be taking the first hour to be live streaming, just so people who want to come and like maybe like practice shots or come talk to me or come talk to people as far as like class game theory, or even come craft. They could come and hang out, and like I said, we can live stream it for the people who aren't there, and maybe they can glean something from it as well. So I'm very excited to see where that whole idea is going to go. I will say I do have a set of videos that I am planning to make. They are strictly educational videos. We're trying to work to get it on a certain person's YouTube channel. Not mine. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make my own.
Whose YouTube channel are you trying to get in on?
So her name's Ariel Vimwood.
Okay.
She is an archer. She's also my woman at arms. Again, very, very lovely person. Is being super to allow me to put the things there. But but she does a lot of like first person. She'll have like a GoPro
Oh,
or
cool.
GoPro on her chest or on her head. So she does a lot of like first person stuff. There's even if you go to her channel, there's even a point where there is a 16-second video of me where I don't know what it was, but she just caught the Pringle. I think I was like blocking an arrow, but like I was casting at her, so I was just like, but I can't remember the whole video off the top of my head. But she's very proud of that one, and I don't blame her because that game I shoved her around the entire game. I took a shove bard list, and she very much felt that. But yeah, so I'm gonna be starting up what we call Grainmag educational moments, otherwise known as gems. I'm really good with names.
This is good.
But those videos are going to be more so geared towards this. This is my first day fighting. I saw this dude with a white sash. What is it about? So it's like, what's our first level barbar be like? What's the first level paladin? What are these little fancy strips that people have on their wrists? Like those simple questions that people may not think day to day because it's like we've known these. You know what a spell strip is, but a new player may not. And at that point, it's like a nice little 3-4 minute video where they can be like, "Oh, it's this." I can glean from a quick, and it's like that strip is red. They probably have something offensive. That strip is white. It has something protective. That yellow one is everything in between.
Mhm.
But at that point, now they know a little bit better and potentially could help with future games or class gaming. So that's kind of that's kind of the point of these videos. I don't know how far we'd go. Like, I don't know if we'd go as far as like, here's what a level 6 barbar now gets. Like,
Sure.
I kind of want to keep it more so towards like, this is like 6 months in the game. You don't know what's going on. These are help questions to help you know what's going on and to have those questions be in a timely and simple fashion.
When are you launching the gem?
So we kind of did already, but we kind of didn't. We didn't have a site to put it in, so we had just posted the videos on like Facebook and stuff like that. And they've gotten lost the time on the Kingdom page, unfortunately. So we're trying to get the footage back from them. And then eventually, once she gets that done, she's gonna put them on the channel, and then we're gonna try and do maybe one a month, maybe one every other week. I want to try.
Okay.
Again, they're going to be short 3-4 minute videos, so I could probably shoot 2 or 3 a week, and then we have stuff to go on for the month.
Nice. Well, yeah. Once you start doing that, let me know, and I'll post it out on my Facebook page. We can do some cross posting and get you some promotion out there. I won't claim to be like
Heck yeah,
a celebrity,
I'll send you
but
fair enough. But I'll send you the link to her page. That way you can kind of check it out for yourself as well.
Grainmag, we've come now to the end of the show. Do you have any final advice for all the little barbarians?
Go be silly. Go have fun with it. I want you to play your little hearts out. I want you to come off to the sideline and collapse because you had so much fun and you used up so much energy. I want to be able to just cover and plop a bottle of water and be like, drink your water, you dehydrated noodle, because you had a lot of fun today. At the end of the day, that is what we want to do. Is we're here to go have fun, guys.
Awesome. Well, Grainmag, thanks for coming back on the show. It's been so fun talking Barbarian with you tonight. Keep an eye out because in 2026, Grainmag is already committed to coming back. Not sure when, not sure what class, but Grainmag is coming back. It's going to be awesome. For the immediate time, please subscribe, leave comments down in the comments section, and I will see you all for Bard tomorrow on the next day of the 12 Days of Paragon. Thanks for watching. And now, a special message from actual Battlemaster Grainmag. I am going to have us take a quick 5-minute break. It's recording. You talk to the audience, and I'll listen to this in editing, and we'll see what happens.
Let's go. All right, guys. Since the nerd's away, first off, let's take a look at his setup. What does he got back here? So the board games. There's a lot of like card games up there and everything else. I want to say it's Magic decks. Maybe one day we talk about his commander. That is a pretty looking. I want to say that's a down spear. Either way. So actually, about Dollar Shave Club, it's actually only like $9.99 per month. Gives you like so many razors to where you can actually be able to have a nice, clean, nice shave like I have. I didn't use Dollar Shave Club, but you can have a nice Dollar Shave Club razor shave like this. Also, while we're at it, let's go ahead and go back to what we were talking about. Raiders 2027, super super fun, super underrated meta. We're gonna get this going. We're gonna make Barbar overpowered. I know if anyone can do it, it's gonna be Callahan because he just even talking to him, he's gonna be. I think he's really getting on that board. But also, while we're at it, does anyone play Dokkan Battle? Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle? Anybody? Anybody y'all? Like super super nice. Not saying I didn't have this up or anything like this, but I mean it's a nice little game. Make sure to go ahead and grab it, guys. We're actually celebrating our celebration where we have Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Goma, really good units, probably best units in the game right now. Your girl's got one of them. I'm working to the other one, so please make sure to hit that like button so I can be able to get the other one. Also, on top of that, let's go ahead and talk about that recommendation. Aside from actual recommendations like that he's going to talk about, honestly, make sure two big things. Make sure your park people, your kingdom people, make sure they get the recognition they deserve. That's a big thing in this game that I very enjoy and I really want to see. Also, first and foremost, guys, go have fun with this game. Like, we're talking about Barbar here. We're talking about all these other classes. He's put in a ton of work, not only to make the class more knowledgeable and more accessible for you guys to be able to like learn about, but honestly, just talking about this a little bit has made me a lot of very excited to see what any of you guys are going to be doing. So, oh my goodness, he's really guys. He's taking a while for this break. Do you think he got lost? Yeah, I suppose. I suppose humble brag. I could show off some of the scrolls that I got too. I mean, maybe. I don't know. That one's up there. I do also have one over there. Anyhow, man, I love hearing myself talk. It's going to be really good to hear it edit, Callahan. I just want you to know that. Like, I hope some of this gets into the edit. Like, I would love if this could be a blooper reel, maybe, or deleted scenes. Maybe we have a interview director's cut. That'd be fun. But yeah, shout out to my boy Callahan, guys. We got to make him a battle master soon. All right, he needs it. He does all this work behind the scenes. I hear so many good things about him on the fields. He's super knowledgeable. He's super fun. He's super likable. Let's get it to him, guys. 2027, Callahan, battle master. Anybody? Anybody at all? That's fair. Guys, he's still gone. Running out of things to talk about. I don't know if he's I don't know if he's doing this as a joke, if he's like taking his time on purpose. You know what though? While he's doing that, I'm gonna get a drink though. We're gonna get a drink. I already took my meds today. Make sure to drink water, guys, when you're playing. Make sure to drink all the splashy stuff. I'm not a good role model. I know that was a soda. It's 9:00 at night. I'm sweating up a storm. But yeah, Raider, good archetype. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. He is taking a while. I wonder what games he has again. Can we see what games he has? Is that Dice Throne? Dice Throne's pretty cool. He doesn't have Lord's Waterdeep on. Really, Callahan? Catan? Alright. I mean, no Red Dragon Inn like I like, or Coup. Coup is also another great one. But he's gonna have a lot to edit. I don't think he's prepared for this amount of talking that I can do. You underestimated my power there Callahan. Maybe like start doing some like beatboxing. Maybe like a little shooby doo bop, doo boop bop bop. No, I don't know. You know what, guys? While we're here, let's go ahead and leave a comment down below as well while you're liking that video. So Callahan can get some more ideas on like what he could be doing next. Maybe getting some new guests in. Don't know why he keeps inviting me, I guess I'm like funny or exciting to be around, or like I'm a fun person to be around. Lord knows why, but y'all, y'all, it's gonna be great. I just thought about this. So in editing, oh nope, never mind. He's coming back. All right, don't tell him what we said while we were gone. I'll say I can't hear you.
You hear me now? Check,
Yeah.
check, check. There we go.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I'm sorry about that. My wife is in bed
No, you're
nursing
fine.
the baby, and so I had to do a bunch of random nonsense. Okay.
I hope you I hope you like that extra bit in the editing.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see.
I love in these. I love these. We're gonna call it deleted scenes. The Paragon Barbar interview director's cut.
Maybe I'll put it at the end, and they'll just be like, and now a special message from actual Battlemaster Grainmag, and we'll just drop it in there.
Oh god, I'm kind of here for that. But you can decide.
We'll have to record a little intro for it, and we'll have to decide. So okay, I'll just
All right.
go there. All right, we're back in.